mamá, esposa, muy buena amiga, aparte una persona muy inspiradora y empresaria, y aparte trabaja con la comunidad. Ella es Regina y va a ser nuestro primer invitada especial en nuestro programa Mujeres en busca de balance. El día miércoles 18 de enero tú vas a poder preguntarle muchas cosas directamente, pero hoy día es toda mía. How do you describe yourself?
I really describe myself as a woman who wears many hats. I describe myself as someone who tries to be very true to myself and those things that I believe. So the things that really, I think, define who I am are family. I'm a God-fearing woman, so you hear a lot of times people say God first, but for me, God is center. God guides me through everything that I desire to do. I am a woman of action. I don't believe in just having a conversation and talking about it. I believe if there's something going on and we want to change it, then let's be about creating a plan to change it. So I'm very driven by that. I'm very driven by let's make things happen. So that's kind of the person I am. I love to laugh. I love to enjoy life. I really look to, at this point in my life, the joy of everything I do, even the challenges, even the negative times, which is very hard. But even when we're going through struggles, I look for the joy in that struggle. Because if I'm going through the struggle, I'm learning something. I'm being prepared for higher ground, right? And so let me go through this struggle so I can get to the other side. I'm busy, but I love it. I like to say I'm busy with purpose. I like to believe I have a big heart and that I'm generous. And I don't say that arrogantly. I say that most humbly. Because I have been so tremendously blessed in my life that I have no choices, not even a thought. I have to give back. But that's kind of how I define myself.
That's amazing, and that's great. That's exactly how I see you. And now it goes to the how, because I see the result, and sometimes we mistake this as maybe she had it all, maybe it was easy, maybe it was, and one of the biggest areas for us is like marriage. Men, they had to be involved.
Okay, so here's the story. I have been married twice. I married the first time and I was 26 years old, right? And I will tell you really quickly. I married at 26 years old. I married a man that I knew deep in my heart I didn't trust. But I married him because my father was giving me this big wedding. He had spent all of this money. And instead of at that point in time having the courage to say to my family, my father who I dearly loved, and who had gone to this great expense, and to this man that I was getting ready to say yes till death do us part, instead of having the courage to say, in my heart I don't trust you, right? I married him. 2 years later I was divorced. And the greatest thing that happened though for me through that is I grew up. And I determined the type of woman I was going to be. So when I was 34, I married who is now my husband. We've been together, it'll be 25 years on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Yes. I married who has turned out to be the love of my life and the greatest husband for me that I could have picked. But it took me that. It took me going through learning to be honest and trust myself, having the courage to speak up for myself, and not making commitments based on what I thought everybody else was going to think, or trying to make other people happy.
You had your boy? Is this your boy?
My son.
And then you decided to start a business?
Yes.
Right there when he was small?
Yes. I knew that I wanted to be committed to being home with my son at least until he was 3. And I really got blessed because I was able to stay home with my son until he was 5 years old and started kindergarten. So for me, I had the best of both worlds because I was able to be home with my son, but I also worked from home, right? Okay. And so it was there that I always had an entrepreneurial spirit, and I always knew that I wanted to be in business for myself, but it was there during that period of time that I could start to kind of see that dream of actually becoming a business owner start to kind of take shape and form. And what was important was I wanted my son to be able to see me not just as a mother, but as a complete woman. You know, and that was important.
And for you, what does it mean that the complete woman?
Each of us is different, right? I think one of the disadvantages that we do to ourselves and to each other is we compare ourselves to each other. You are uniquely who you are, right? You are designed to be uniquely carved. As a complete woman, I think that is when you are comfortable in your skin. All those aspects of our life that we deal with, so whether it's husband, whether it's in the capacity of being a wife, a mother, a sister, a girlfriend, a colleague at work, the boss, whatever that is, whatever we have in our lives, we have defined ourselves in all those aspects. We are comfortable in wearing those hats, in walking in those roles, right? And we can see the fruits of the work that we put in. To me, that's complete. To be healthy of mind, body, and spirit, we are complete, right? Now, the thing that's misleading about being complete, are we ever complete? Because we're ever changing, we're ever growing, we're ever learning things about ourselves and others in the world that we live in. And I think that's the beauty of it. So sometimes I think we are misled as women because we think, oh, if you get a really good job and you're making really good money, and so now money is not an issue for you, and you can have the things you want, go where you want, and do what you want, and, you know, you've achieved. Really? Then there always seems to be something missing. So it's to make sure that we're really well balanced, and then the ability to continue to evolve, to continue to grow, right? That for me, I think I would define that more as being complete. I think that's one of the key things in life is maintaining balance, right? Because we have a tendency to, you know, either I'm way too much mom, if there's such a thing, and wife and family, but I'm suffering over here and I'm dying over here because of things that are in me that I really desire to do. I have no time.
Right? And one of the people that you got to meet, is that right?
Yes.
Miss Kim?
Yes. Yes. Let me tell you my Loretta Scott King, Dr. Martin Luther King's wife story. I happened to be at an event in Atlanta. So I'm walking down and I walk into the foyer and she's standing there by herself. No security, no anything, just her standing in this foyer by herself. And I thought, do I go up and say something? I don't, you know, and I thought, you know what? This is that once in a lifetime opportunity. So I went up to her and I introduced myself and I told her how much I admired her and what an honor and privilege it was to meet her. She was so normal. She was so gracious. So I said, she wasn't like, you know, nice to meet you and, you know, on your way. She really was like engaging me in conversation. And at this point, I was a new mom. So I said, Ms. King, I want to ask you something if you don't mind. You have 4 children. As a mother, what would be your advice to me as a new mother? Because I really want to get it right. I want to get it right for my son because I only have one godly child. So here's what she told me. She said, I have 4 children and each one of them are very different. She said, you have to see your child as an individual and then raise him as the individual that he is. That was it. It was so simple, so straightforward, but so profound. And it stayed with me, Carla, because it really, I always knew that by only having one child, of course, it wasn't hard for me, but I always knew that I needed to see my son as an individual, and I wanted to raise him to be comfortable in his skin as an individual, and so that he could stand in the truth of who he is as a person, right? So now here's this woman who has raised 4 kids, right, who have all done great things in their lives, right? This is the piece of advice that she shared with me. That was just a monumental moment for me. It's an opportunity. Take that step. And I will tell you this, sometimes we're held back by our fear, and our fear stops us from moving forward, right? If you take that opportunity and you take it in honesty and truth, it will never fail you. It will never fail you. So don't be held back by your fear. Take advantage of it. We have to face our fear. No, hearing no, being disappointed in life, being turned down in life, having what people call failures is not necessarily failure, and we shouldn't be afraid of it. It's a part of life. It's a part of the process. And it is one of the parts of the process that makes us stronger. So I'm going to move forward, right? And it helps us to build strength. It helps us to build character. It helps us to develop confidence within ourselves. Because I can move past the no's. And I have. I've had a lot of those in my time. And I still do, right? But it's how I look at it now. And we also have the right to say no. And we do. We say no to people in our lives. We see things going on that we choose not to participate in for one reason or another. So we have to be fair. And that again is that balance. Doesn't feel good. I don't think many of us like to hear that, right? Right. It doesn't feel good. But I think what we have to do, particularly as women, is that we have to be okay that no does not mean no, you don't have value. And I think a lot of times that's what we hear. We hear no.
That, yeah.
Yes. And so I really try to encourage women to use even those situations. And I think we have to work to be better at that, because think about it. If somebody tells you no and you stop doing, you stop pursuing, you stop dreaming, you stop having goals, what happens to you? Then we move into that area of nothingness. Right. And then we start to devalue ourselves, and then we start to go into these depressions, and then we start to become removed, right? And we're removed from the things that we love. We're removed from our families. We're removed from our husbands. We're removed from society, from our community. We're removed from our girlfriends because somebody said no, and I heard that I have no value. I was stupid. I was this, so I won't even try. What it may look like, you know, in terms of people saying, oh, she's successful, or, you know, she's really done this, that, and the other. Yes, but I have worked extremely hard. I have come up against great opposition. I've had to have pity parties for myself. And I don't think there's anything
that's
wrong with
happened to you too?
Absolutely. Have pity parties for myself, you know. I just don't stay too long at the party. But I mean, I've gone through all of them, right? Failed marriage, first time out, you know what I'm saying? Being told I wasn't going to have a kid, you know, facing all of those things. You know, starting a business and not knowing, Carla, if I was going to be successful or not. You know, there was nothing to tell me this is really going to profit you. Nothing. I stepped out on faith. And in that, heard a lot of no's, heard a lot of people saying, oh, I'm not really sure I understand what you're doing. Right? Right. But I didn't let that define me. I kept trying. And that also is because I really worked hard to find my purpose.
That's one of the main things. Find it, being true to yourself, and knowing that there's something special going inside. Right. You work a lot with the community. I've seen that you've done a lot of stuff, especially for women.
Yes.
What's your vision for women? What do you see us as a community?
You know, I think I would love to be part of a community where every woman in the community has a sense of her value and worth, whatever that is. And so, whatever it is that women are empowered to do, be empowered in that. Have a sense of your value. One of the things I hear when we're in a mixed setting is a woman will say, well, I'm just a mother. And I gotta tell you, that really angers me because you're not just a mother. What a great gift and a huge job, which is quite often thankless. Right? Right? You are helping to form another individual who is going to go out into the world and do who knows what, great things. I don't know a mother who says, I'm raising a kid to go out there and just do nothing. We all have great aspirations for our children. You are playing, as a mother, you are playing that vital role in helping to form that person. That is not a just mother. That is probably one of the most honorable jobs that we can do. There's value in us all. Whatever we decide to do that's positive, that's good, that adds something positive to our society, that contributes to our society. So whatever that is. So for the women, especially here in the high desert, I mean, this is my hope and prayer for all women, every third world countries, everywhere. But particularly for here, where I can have a touch, is that we are empowered to respect, to validate one another, to uplift each other, to support each other, to challenge each other to be our best, and to be joyful in doing it, right? Because there's no sense in you doing what you're doing if you don't have any joy about it. Correct. You're not going to do a great job. But to be joyful in that. So for me, I think if there's anything that I would like to see, and if there's any credit to be given as it relates to me, I would like for it to be to inspire women to be inspired within themselves, to be encouraged within themselves, to work diligently to value themselves. Because when you value yourself, it comes out. And other folks get on the train, they value you as well, right? Well, what I see is a lot of times we second guess ourselves, we doubt ourselves, we allow ourselves to feel like, I want to dream big, but do I dare dream big? Dream big. Dream as big as you possibly can, and believe that you are capable of doing it because you are capable of dreaming, right? And so I guess for me, that would be the thing, is that I really would love to see everyone, I don't care what walk of life she comes from, I don't care where she lives, what her area code is, I don't care what her educational level is, I don't care what her political affiliation or her religious beliefs are. I just think to find the value within yourself and move forward in that, right, is something I would love to see for all women, because we're modeling that for our daughters. We're modeling that for our young girls who are coming up behind us, so that they would have a strong sense of self and self-respect and dignity, and that they would hold the beauty of being born woman as that. It's a beautiful thing, right, for us to be women. And so we need to treat it as such, you know, as we do works of art that we consider to be beautiful, as we do when you spend, you know, an enormous amount or obscene amount of money on a dress or a pair of shoes, and you go, I gotta put these up, I gotta take care of this, right, because I have invested in this thing and it's beautiful. We need to invest in ourselves that way, that we carry ourselves that way, right? So for me, everyone I would love to see have that mentality to know that they are beautiful and they have such worth and value.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being here, for taking the time, for gold that you're just giving us, giving me, and you're gonna get to see her directly on Wednesday.